Every videographer I know loves gear, and often creating beautiful images for clients requires bringing a ton of gear with us on set. But staying organized and transporting all of that gear to different filming locations is a massive headache. Now, it seems like around the industry, Pelican cases are kind of like the go-to standard for gear organization and transportation. And while these do work well, I found them to be kind of pricey and actually not that efficient or effective for local transportation. Now, if you're flying, that's a different story. This is a great option. But for me, I'm rarely ever flying to shoots. I'm usually driving and staying locally. And this is just a heavy, expensive, and cumbersome way to transport all of the gear that I need to set. But luckily, I think I found something better. And today I want to share with you the new organization system that I'm going to for all of my camera and filmmaking gear. You see, videographers aren't actually the only ones who have a ton of gear that they need to transport from place to place. And by looking outside of our industry, I might have found a great solution for dealing with all our gear. And I think it comes from the construction industry. Let me show you. This is the tough-built StachTeck modular toolbox system. And if you've followed the construction space, whatever that is at all, you'll know that these modular toolboxes aren't actually anything new. A lot of companies make these, but this one in particular, I think might just fit my needs and the needs of videographers in a really unique way. And I'm excited to show you exactly why. So first off, let me say that using construction equipment or organization systems isn't exactly new to the filmmaking space. In fact, Justin Porter made the DeWalt bag super popular for carrying fully rigged out and modded out cameras, and you've seen I use one myself. But to me, this takes that whole thing to a totally different level, because now we're not just talking about cameras, we're talking about every single piece of filmmaking gear that you might need. We're talking about grip, electric, anything you need to rig out your camera. We're talking about stingers, everything you might need to produce beautiful images on set. Now, if you've watched any of my other content, you've seen the way that I currently transport all of my gear, the massive amount of different bags and equipment I have to play Tetris to load up into the back of my car to get from one place to another. I've actually made two distinct videos on all of the camera and all of the other gear that I bring. You can watch those, they're linked down below. But I think this will replace the majority of that, help me be way more concise in one package, help me eliminate a ton of the trips, a ton of the little bags and packages I have to carry to be more effective, more efficient, to save time, ultimately be more organized. Now, if you're not familiar with modular toolbox systems, it just simply means that these boxes can stack on top of each other and you can organize them and rearrange them in any way possible. You can get ones with wheels that this drawer could sit on. You could get ones that are small, ones that are big, clear top, storage boxes, open milk crates, tons of different options and ways to organize your gear. Now, before I show you how I'm organizing in these three drawers, let me talk to you briefly about why I chose this system in particular. Like I said, there's a lot of other modular toolbox systems on the market, and this one by ToughBuilt isn't actually the cheapest one out there. Probably the most popular of these systems is the Milwaukee Packout. I know there are other filmmakers that use that system, but this one to me has some distinct advantages, at least I think. I don't have all the pieces yet, I should preface, that will make it, in my opinion, a better all-in-one solution for me. Now, what sets this StachTeck apart for me is actually these side rails and the ability to clip things onto them. These are all metal on the corner, and they're accessories that you can buy that will clip on, which I think will allow me to transport larger items like light stands, C-stands, even some of my diffusion frames, my 8x and 4x pieces on the side of this system rolling in one package. And if I'm right about that, that to me could be an absolute game changer, because then I can fit everything I need for a one-man, just simple lighting setup, interview type setup in one modular system. So the reason I preface is because this is the only piece of this system that I have, and actually the pieces I'm waiting for aren't released yet. Specifically the large drawer rolling box, which will be the base of my system, and then some of the other two drawer and single large drawer systems. I wanted to go all drawer as opposed to toolboxes because I don't want to have to be taking pieces off of one another to be able to access the gear that I have in some of the toolboxes in order to open the lid. If I'm all drawer system, I can roll in to set with all three of these stacked. I can leave it stacked. I can open the drawers, get to what I need, close them, and then roll right off a set without having to disassemble anything. So let's walk through how I'm currently organizing these 3 drawers and what I have in them. Now, in the lowest drawer, I just have some general grip equipment. You can see I have some different clamps. I have some different magic arms in here. Some of these clamps for holding 5-in-1 diffusers. I have just some various tools, some junior pins, and then I also have some grip heads in here, along with just a T marker, and then one more clamp. So all of that is fitting beautifully right here in this bottom drawer for me. Now, moving one drawer up, we get to some audio equipment. You can see I have my Zoom H6 over on the side. I have Tascam under here. I also have a bunch of different batteries in case I need those. These are just these kind of rubber things you need for FX30 and FX3 handles to hold shotgun mics. If you have one, you know. I also have some different cables that I might need, step-up rings, some just various, these are quick release plates that might come in handy, different clips, different little magic arms up here. These are for my tube lights. These are magnetic, so I got all those in case I need them. Once again, more clips. So a little V-mount clip in case I want to run a battery onto a light stand for any reason. And then a little fuzzy for my Rode NTG microphone. A couple more microphone clips, fuzzies, everything I need for audio, and a little bit of different grip equipment here. And in the top drawer, I have light and camera rigging. So I have my Zhiyun Molus X100 along with all the power cables I might need. So I'll always have a decently powerful light source with me. Right here, I have my follow focus. I also have some rail support for lenses or a matte box, all right there in the front. I have different adapters for this Molus. This goes to a Bowens mount, and then this is just a little soft box. And then here I have a V-mount plate along with a set of rails, along with a Manfrotto plate, so that way if I want to rig up my second camera to run on V-mount, I can easily do that. So let me quickly show you just what this one box is replacing for me in terms of gear that I have to transport. First off, it's little cases like this and like this for that Zoom H6 and also for that Zhiyun X100. It's also weird quirky bags like this that I used to just throw all the little pieces that I didn't have a good place to store in. Think clamps, think those little magnetic clips for the Pavo tubes, think all sorts of weird assorted gear that would go in there. It was also things like this. I have a couple of these. One is full of extension cords that I hope to actually get into. Another one of these that I pick up, not a 3 drawer, but a bigger single drawer. But it's also, once again, various knickknacks and things that you need on set that you don't always have a great place to store, that don't necessarily fit in a Pelican, they don't necessarily fit in other cases that I might have. So even right there, that's a couple handfuls. That is great. But most importantly for me, I'm gonna make some room. It's this guy, this giant light stand bag. Now, if you've watched my other stuff, you know that I have 2 of these. One of them does actually hold all of my light stands and C-stands, but this one just held all sorts of, once again, various things that I needed on set that I didn't have a great place to store. Now, I don't have to bring this anymore. I don't have to bring these anymore. I don't have to bring this anymore. And as I continue to build out and invest in this system, my hope is that I can get all of my lights in there, my 500 and my 300, in one of the big single drawer units, that I can also get, like I said, all of my stingers and extension cords and anything else that I need, so that I can pretty much just take this, and then on the really big sets, maybe my Pelican and one other case if I need it. But love to hear your thoughts on how you're managing and storing gear, if you've seen anything like this, if you've used anything like this, and what you think are some of the best solutions to organizing, transporting gear for filmmakers doing jobs locally. Hopefully this was helpful to you. I'm pretty fired up about this system. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Catch you in the next one. Peace.